Alright, fam. If I move a little bit, you can see that my magnets are on my whiteboard now. I'm getting another one and another painting next weekend. I was gonna get it this weekend, but my friend forgot. So, it's fine. It was rainy. It's fine. Would like to apologize for the lack of overhead light. I just realized that I hadn't turned it on, but I feel like there's enough natural light in here that it's not terrible. So I'm not gonna go turn on the light, and we're just gonna get on with the video, which is the Bookish Introduction Tag, which was created by Erin over at Tomes and Tunes, and she tagged me to do it, so of course I'm gonna do it. I have literally nothing better to do until Wednesday. Wednesday is my orientation for Universal. But anyway, let's get on to the questions. I can't remember shit, so I'm gonna be looking at my laptop. I'm sorry. Number 1, according to Wikipedia, what was the top charting New York Times book when you were born? And I looked it up on Wikipedia, and it was Primary Colors by Anonymous, but Anonymous was later revealed to be Joe Klein. So, I have no idea what this book is about. I assume I put the cover up, though, and maybe I'll find out more when I actually look at the cover, because I'm sure there'll be a description. I just haven't bothered to do that yet, because I'm lazy. But yeah, that's the number 1 bestseller during the year and the month that I was born. So, do with that what you will. Number 2 is, what was your favorite reading spot when you were growing up? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really have an answer for this. I assume it was the couch in my living room, because I spent a lot of time on the couch in my living room. I did not like to go to my room when I was a kid. I thought it was like a punishment, and here we are where I never leave my room. Fun times. But yeah, I assume it was probably the couch. Number 3 is, who was your first bookish kindred spirit or book buddy? And that honor would have to go to this guy named Josh, who kept telling me to read the Percy Jackson series as it was coming out, because we read The Lightning Thief in English, because we had English together, and I was like, I tried, the library doesn't have it, and he was like, you need to read it, and I was like, I should have listened to him. Number 4 is your first book crush or character you loved that you can still remember. That's the key word, the character that I can still remember loving. I'm sure there were characters before this, because I didn't read this book series until I was in middle school? I think it was middle school. I'm pretty sure it was middle school. Yeah, it was definitely middle school. It was not high school. It was 7th and 8th grade of middle school when I read the series, and of course I'm talking about Twilight. Yeah, I watched the first movie, and I thought it was really good, and I wanted to read the books. So then I read all of the books after the first movie. I didn't read the first book because I was like, I've seen the movie, and I was a dumbass back then and didn't realize that the book and the movie would be different. So I didn't read the first Twilight book, but I read New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn before the movies came out. And I actually went to the Eclipse premiere, and a homemade shirt that said, Team Jacob, because real men don't sparkle. So, yeah, that was a time in my life. The answer to this question is obviously Jacob, because I was Team Jacob, and I was very passionate about that. Those are times I do not like to think back on, just because it's so cringy. Don't know where that shirt is. It's probably at my house in Pensacola somewhere. So if I find it, I'll show it to you guys, because it had stuff on the back too, I think. But yeah, that was the main event, was Team Jacob because real men don't sparkle, was the gist of the shirt. Number 5 is favorite animal to snuggle with while you read. And I don't have any animals, as you will know if you saw my Instagram post for the take a picture of your current read with your pet. And I took a picture of my plant. I can't snuggle a plant though, so I just have my little stuffed animal My first dog was a Boston Terrier named Buster. So this is Buster. I got him when I was like real young, like maybe 7. But yeah, I've had him for like ever, and I just keep him with me because Buster has since died, and it makes me kind of sad. But he was old, and it was his time to go anyway. But so I keep the stuffed animal as a reminder of him because he was such a good dog. I don't usually snuggle with it. It's usually actually on my like shrine to Buster, which is on the the first shelf of my entertainment center. I have a picture of him and my aunt's dog Cody, and then my neighbor actually, when he died, made me this little figurine, and that's there too, and it's so cute. But yeah, this is the closest thing I have to an animal to snuggle. Number 6 is, what would be your Patronus and why? So I'm going with the fox, because one, I think I'm pretty clever, and cleverness is often associated with foxes. So I feel like that fits. But there's also the obvious all for the game reference there, where I just really like foxes because of that book series. So I feel like a fox, I don't know, I want a fox for a Patronus. Number 7 is, what author's writing style draws you in? And I was gonna go with Maggie Stiefvater for this, but then I thought about it and I was like, Alice Oseman does such a good job at like writing books that like you can't put down. Like it's so like just simplistic, and the chapters are usually pretty short, so you're like, oh, I can keep reading, and before you know it, you've read like 150 pages. So I really like that. Plus, I just really love her now. Like, she's great. Number 8 is, do you take part in readathons? And if so, which is your favorite? And I do. My favorite is the Queerlit Readathon, which I think the next round is going to be taking place in December, but I'm not quite sure. Number 9 is your favorite bookstore or library. So I hate the library here. I mean, it's great. It has a shit ton of things to do, but you have to pay for parking, which is some bullshit. So I went with the independent bookstore that I have in my area, and that's called the Writer's Block. Number 10 is favorite book related item, and this would have to be the painting that I was supposed to receive yesterday. I'll throw it up on the screen here. It is a Song of Achilles painting, obviously. And isn't it just so fucking good? It's just so fucking good, y'all. I love it so much. Number 11 is your favorite drink while you read, and that would have to be tea. Number 12 is, did you read a book related to your dream job when you were a kid? No, because I wanted to be a veterinarian when I was a kid, and there was, like, no books about that, so. Number 13 is a book or series you wish you loved, and that would have to be the 5th season, or the Broken Earth. It's actually the Broken Earth trilogy. It starts with the 5th season, and I just don't like it because it's written in second person, and I can't do that. Number 14 is, what book gets you out of a bad mood? Really, any of my favorite books can do this, but I actually picked a happy book for this, and that's How to Be a Normal Person by T.J. Klune. This book has an asexual stoner in it, and it's just real cute, and it also has, like, a main character named Gus who, like, is just, he doesn't know what he's doing, and it's adorable, and I love it. So, this book makes me really happy. Number 15 is, what is your favorite book-to-movie adaptation? And, as I recently discovered, Love, Simon is definitely my favorite book-to-movie adaptation because it just, I feel like it's better than the book, and that's not to say that the book is bad. I just feel like this movie is a little better than the book. It's a little more enjoyable because I enjoyed it more the second time I watched it than when I reread the book. So, yeah, I just love Simon. Love this movie. Number 16 is, who are your favorite booktubers? I have, like, the Holy Trinity, I guess you would say, because I really like 3 booktubers. One of them I've already mentioned in this video. But that would be Cats and Camera, Graham Quigley, and Tomes and Tunes. Number 17 is, when did you start your booktube channel, if you have one, or when did you start watching booktube? Technically, I posted my first video in February of 2018. It was the Rip It or Ship It challenge. And yeah, so after that, I just kind of did some tags, and then I did the new to booktube tag, and then I got more involved as we went on, and here I am now. Number 18 is last book you bought or borrowed, and that would be Arch Enemies. I finished Renegades, which I had bought, and then I didn't want to buy Arch Enemies because I have no money, so I got it from the library, and it was really good. I read it in 3 days. Number 21 is your favorite bookish art, cover, fan art, illustrations, graphics, etc. So I was going to go with that painting, because that painting is fucking lit. But I decided I would show you guys something else. And that is my Achilles and Patroclus print that's on the wall that you never get to see anymore. It's honestly so good. It's a redrawing of a red figure vase painting, and I love it so much. It was the first piece of fan art that I actually bought off of Redbubble, and like, it's just so great. It's so great. Number 22 is your favorite cover, and that would have to be The Past and Other Things That Should Stay Buried, just because I love the icy. And like, it has like the skull and shit, and then it has like relevance to the book. It's so good. I love this cover so fucking much. And the spine is like the same. It's just so good. So good. Number 23 is the spiciest reading opinion or book you will go down fighting for. So my spiciest opinion is that, like, non-canon ships, like Draco and Harry, for example, they aren't rep. Don't try and pass them off as queer rep. No. If it's not explicitly stated that they are together and that person is queer, then it's not rep. I'm sorry. Your fanfic is not rep. And number 24 is, what book made you want to visit a particular city or country? And I went with Les Mis, because I really wanted to visit Paris after I read this. Mainly because I was just trash for this book, this movie, this musical, and it takes place in Paris. Well, most of it takes place in Paris. And so, like, the part that I like takes place in Paris. So, yeah, like, it's pretty lit. Number 25 is, tell us one thing about you that we wouldn't know besides that you love to read. And I was gonna be like, oh, I do theater, but like, everybody knows that if you've watched my introductory videos. So I'm gonna go with the fact that I also really love movies. I actually watch a lot of movie news on YouTube, and if I had the money for one of those subscription services, I would totally buy one, and then I would go to the movies literally every day, if I had like the money and the time. I actually had AMC stubs for like a hot second when I lived near an AMC, but then I moved, and I no longer live near an AMC, so I canceled it. And I wish I had a subscription service right now, because I would go see all the movies in my free time. But unfortunately, I don't have the money, and there's actually just a Regal close to me, and they just came out with their subscription service, and like, it's cool, but it's expensive, and you have to sign up for a year of it. And I'm like, no, I'll just wait. So I don't go to the movies a lot, but I watch like all of the movie news that I can find, and I like when it's Oscar season, I'm like all about that shit. So anyway, that is the tag. I hope you enjoyed my answers. They probably were not as exciting as you expected, Aaron. I apologize. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.